workshop this morning. Andrea?
Yes. Hi, Vaughn. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, perfect. Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to our pre-certification How to Do Business with workshop. My name is Andrea Boyd, and I am a business advisor here at the Minority Business Assistance Center at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. And I am joined this morning by my colleagues, business advisor Richard Brown, our program coordinator April Needham, and our director Vaughn Johnson. At this pre-certification workshop, our presenters will talk to you about the certification process and the requirements needed to help prepare you and your business for certification. We have two types of certification workshops each month. At the beginning of each month, we have a one-day pre-certification workshop, and at the end of the month, we have a three-day pre-certification kind of lab series, where each presenter will walk you through the actual online certification application. So today, our workshop is co-hosted by the City of Shaker Heights' Economic Development Department and the Shaker Heights Development Corporation. So today you will hear about how to do business with the City of Shaker Heights, and they will speak about some of the resources they offer to support women, minority, and veteran-owned small businesses in Ohio. So you will hear from three minority business enterprises who will share some insight about why they chose to become certified and how their businesses are operating and have been impacted during the pandemic.
Oh, not
So
sure.
let me just, so let
Andrea
me,
Boyd.
yes. So let me just share with you some of what we do here at the Minority Business Assistance Center. So we focus on four key areas we like to call our four pillars. They are certification. So we ensure your business has the necessary certifications to bid on private as well as public contracts and procurement services. So we can connect you with the different contract opportunities that can help grow and scale your business. And then access to capital through bonding and loans. So we work with a number of different lending partners that can ensure that you have the necessary capital to grow that business. And then technical and professional assistance. So we have over 40 years of banking and entrepreneurship type of experience, and we want to support you and your business through our experienced business advisors and certification experts. Additionally, at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, we have a small business development center that focuses on startup businesses and an entrepreneurship center that offers many programs such as Becoming Bankable. We also just launched on the 26th of January our UBiz Loan Fund. So our entrepreneurship center has over 100 years of experience that we just want to share with you guys. So now at this time, I am going to hand it back over to our program coordinator, April Needham. The floor is yours, April.
Thank you, Andrea. Good morning again, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm the program coordinator here at the Minority Business Assistance Center. I would like to go over a couple things before we continue with our workshop. For those of you who might not be super familiar with Zoom, there is a chat box option at the bottom of your screen. If you click on more and you click on chat, it'll show up on your right-hand side. And that's how we communicate during our workshops. You can also raise your hand like you have been doing, but just to make sure that we're being fair to everybody's time, we might not be able to get to everybody's right away, but we'll try to make sure that we answer all of our questions before the workshop is over. Is there anything that I can answer for anyone before we continue? And also, if you could please do your best to make sure that your microphone is on mute. It's very hard to hear people when they're speaking when other microphones are on. So thank you so much for that. And without further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker, which is Mayor David Weiss from Shaker Heights. And I'm going to share my screen here. In 1 moment. All right, can everybody see that okay? Perfect. Okay, Mr. Weiss, we're ready for you.
Great, thank you. Thank you, April. Can everyone, April, is everyone able to hear me all right? Okay.
Yes, you
Yes.
sound great. Thank you.
Good. I've been having some computer issues of late, so hopefully it'll all stay working well. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to this program. Let me start by saying how much I appreciate the partnership, the growing partnership that we have with the Urban League and the Minority Business Assistance Center. So how much, and you'll hear a little bit more about some of the things we've been doing together, but Vaughn, April, Richard, Andrea, we appreciate all of your hard work and terrific services that you provide to small businesses. Of course, I'd also like to thank the City of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, State of Ohio, OMSDC, who are all going to be participating in the program today to help us better understand the importance of certification and how that can help small businesses grow. Of course, I'm also joined by my two colleagues from the Economic Development Department of the city, Laura Ingleheart and Catherine Sterinsky, and I'd like to just thank them. They stand ready, willing, and able to help you however they can. So let me just say this: how important this workshop is to not only Shaker Heights but to our region. And I appreciate the time that you all have taken this morning for those to learn about certification and how we can help grow your business. For those of you who may not know me, I've been mayor for a couple years, but that was really a late career change. I've spent 30 years either in business or representing businesses in my prior careers, and in fact, I'm a former small business owner myself. So I understand and appreciate how difficult and the challenges and how rewarding small business ownership can be. And so I appreciate you taking the time to learn and join us today. I will be brief so we can get right into the program, but I wanted to at least mention a couple things of examples of how the city is prioritizing and supporting our small business community, and particularly businesses owned by minorities, women, and other underrepresented entrepreneurs. I have to tell you, this is the part that really gets me excited. I love this part of being mayor. I love about hearing about new businesses and watching them grow. So I thought I'd just touch very, very briefly on sort of two aspects of what we've been doing over the last 12 months in Shaker in particular. Obviously, first and foremost, we've been supportive of our businesses through the pandemic. We have done all kinds of things to help our small businesses, from surveys and literally knocking on doors, checking in, assessing needs, how we can be supportive, and then providing resources and programming to support our small businesses. We've helped them access emergency resources. Most of you probably are well aware that there are a myriad of ways to access capital, whether they be grants or loans, et cetera, to support your businesses, and as well as providing information. And frankly, there's so many that can be a little overwhelming at times. And so we've spent a lot of time just distilling that down and being able to help our businesses focus, and in many cases, actually help them apply and give them advice as our small businesses were winding their way through this series of resources. We even, as you'll hear a little bit more about later, we partnered with the Shaker Heights Development Corporation and actually created our own small business recovery assistance grant program to help minority-owned businesses in particular help pay for COVID-related pandemic expenses. So all the PPE and masks and sanitizing lotion, et cetera. We provided some small grants to our businesses. We also did things like newsletters and highlighting specifically economic development and our local businesses in our commercial districts. We even provided masks to many of our businesses, the Shaker branded masks that could then be sold by those businesses, and the proceeds could be retained by those businesses. So we tried to do things big and small to help our businesses survive this truly unprecedented time. So that's one thing we've been doing. The second is really devoting significantly more resources than we have even in the past in the area of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Shaker, of course, is known for its diversity and our commitment and passion about diversity and inclusion in our community. But obviously, after the events of last year, we really have redoubled our efforts and tried to make sure that our efforts are really citywide in all aspects of what we do, including economic development. We just actually, I won't go into all of what we're doing because we could spend an hour about that, but I will just put a plug in. We did just recently post a new position. We are hiring a chief DEI officer for the community to help lead us through the myriad of things we're doing, from training to procurement to police reform, all kinds of things. And so we're very excited about bringing in a person that will help us lead our efforts in this area. But we're doing a number of things in the economic development area here as well. So things like today's program. And then I'll mention just one other program that we're really very excited about, and that's the Van Aken Entrepreneur Initiative. As most of you know, the Van Aken District is a new mixed use, transit-oriented development in Shaker. We have apartments, we have office, we have retail, restaurants, right at the end of the transit line here in Shaker. And we're very excited about the success that we've had in that. But one of the things we're trying to make sure we do is make sure we support our small businesses, and particularly our minority-owned businesses. And this initiative, we've partnered with RMS, who's the developer of the district, and once again, working with the Urban League and the Ohio Small Business Development Center. We've created an opportunity for startup and entrepreneurs, early stage entrepreneurs, to find ways to get their kind of sea legs, to test their products and services. And so we're doing that in two ways. One is providing access to space that's more affordable and less of a financial commitment to start up businesses. So we have designated areas in our market hall for retailers. We have a food incubator and other pop-up opportunities to provide a chance for growing and startup businesses to test their waters without having to make a large financial commitment, at least up front. And that way, then once they can see their businesses is growing and successful, then can move on to more permanent locations. But this provides an opportunity to really test new concepts. The other piece of it is professional business support coming from the Urban League's SBDC. So these are just some of the things that we're doing here in Shaker. While we're known for probably a diverse residential community, we have a really thriving and growing business community, both in numerous areas within the city, whether it be the Van Aken district, the Chagrin-Lee district, Larchmere, the Fairmount Circle area. So we're very excited. And so with that, thank you again for joining us today, and I will stop.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Mayor, for being here with us today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm moving on to our next slide here. Our next presenter is the Director of Economic Development, Laura Ingleheart. Hi, Laura, how are you today?
Hi, thank you, April. I appreciate it. Able to hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Great, thank you. And thank you to all of you for having us here from Shaker with you today, and look forward to more discussion around the certifications. Very quickly, just to add on to what Mayor Weiss shared with you, I want to share a little bit more detail about doing business in Shaker Heights. The Economic Development Department that I run along with Catherine Sterinsky, who's here on the call. And again, thank you, Catherine, for your help in organizing this workshop today. The two of us are very focused on supporting our small businesses and revitalizing our commercial districts throughout Shaker. And one of the ways we do that is by offering support and incentives to businesses to help them move here, grow here, thrive here, expand here, and support businesses in all sorts of ways. Three very quick examples, which you'll see on your screen, is first a Shop Shaker campaign. We've put together essentially a Shop Local campaign. We tell our Shaker residents about our small businesses on a regular basis. We encourage people to shop in Shaker, to frequent our small businesses, and we help with some marketing assistance and opportunities for Shaker businesses to get the word out about who they are, to get more customers in their door or using their services. We also have a SBA Shaker partnership loan, which is funding that's available for businesses to help invest in improvements or to move into new space into Shaker. It helps to provide upfront equity when a business can take out a private SBA loan that the business can use for their tenant improvements or for equipment costs, for example. And we're able to help participate in that and help the business get on their feet and get going to get them the space that they need to run their business. And then lastly, I'll mention our Storefront renovation program. This program provides grants for property owners and business owners to improve their building exteriors. We help the business design their signage or their exterior facade improvements. We actually work with a local small business in Shaker, Gibbon Architecture, who I believe is on the call today as well, to provide those design services. And then we also have some funding available for the signage itself or a more robust full facade program as well, if the business or property owner is going to take on some more robust exterior improvements. So these are just a few examples of the types of incentives that we have, and we're always happy to explore other ways that we can support small businesses. So my contact information is on the slide. I encourage anyone with more questions to contact me, and anybody who may be interested in expansion or coming to Shaker at some point, including through short-term opportunities through the Van Eken Entrepreneur Initiative that the mayor mentioned. Please feel free to contact me, or also check out our available properties database that we have on the Shaker Heights webpage that will show you all the available spaces that we have today. And April, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Laura, for that information and for being here with us today. We really appreciate it. I just wanted to take a quick check-in and make sure everybody can see the slide presentation okay. If you could just give me a thumbs up. Perfect. You can never be too sure with technology these days. Okay, so we are on to our next presenter. We have Nick Fedor. He's the Executive Director. Hi, Nick, of the Shaker Heights Development Corporation. How are you today?
Good morning, April. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Great. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Nick Fedor, and I'm the Executive Director of Shaker Heights Development Corporation. It's a pleasure to be here with you all this morning. I just want to take a minute to thank Vaughn, April, Andrew, and Richard, and the whole team at the Urban League and Minority Business Assistance Center for doing all the heavy lifting today and putting this workshop together. It's been great working with you all, and I look forward to continuing to build our partnership together. Also want to thank Mayor Weiss and Laura and Catherine and the team at the city for their continued partnership and collaboration as well. I don't want to take up too much time, so I'll just give a brief overview of Shaker Heights Development Corporation and some of the services that we provide to help the small business community. We are a small nonprofit community development corporation based in Shaker Heights. We're a small shop. It's myself and my colleague who is on the call with us today, Tuba Beluga. Our mission is to enhance the commercial revitalization efforts in the city of Shaker Heights in order to strengthen residential neighborhoods and then diversify the city's tax base. How we do that is by working with and supporting the businesses that are already here in Shaker Heights, and by working to recruit new businesses to the community as well. Some of the ways that we support and work with businesses here in the community are that we convene 2 business associations on a regular basis, one in the greater Van Aken district, and the other one is located in the Chagrin-Lee commercial district. Those groups meet regularly to work towards shared goals and solving common challenges in the community's commercial districts. As Mayor Weiss previously mentioned, we also just wrapped up our Small Business Recovery Assistance Grant Program at the end of last year. The program was funded by Citizens Bank, the City of Shaker Heights, and the Ohio CDC Association. And through that program, we were able to award nearly $25,000 in grant funds to 18 different businesses, minority-owned businesses in the community. I saw Rashida from Iron Koi is on the call. Iron Koi,
You
was
know,
a
Nick,
recipient.
I love you. Yay, Nick!
Thank you. Iron Koi was a recipient of one of those grant awards. So we were very pleased to be able to offer that to the business community. We also own and operate a few commercial properties on Lee Road. One of those properties is the dealership, which is a small office and co-work facility, which is located in an old car dealership, hence the name. And we also do some real estate development work to advance our organizational mission as well. And one of the pieces of that work that we're really excited about is a community-based and supported real estate revitalization fund that we will be launching later this quarter. It will provide an opportunity for Shaker residents and really any Ohio resident to invest in and help guide the commercial and physical development in primarily the Chagrin-Lee commercial area. And that's something that's been a long time in the works and that we're very excited about, because it will give residents an investment and ownership opportunity really to help guide future development in the Chagrin-Lee area. So with that, I'm going to stop there. My contact info is on the screen there, so please don't hesitate to reach out. It's a pleasure to be with you all again today, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today. We really appreciate it. Can everyone hear? There we go. I was like, where's my microphone? Okay. How's everybody doing so far? Everyone still doing good?
Great information. My goodness gracious. A great way to kick off the year.
Now,
yes, great. A lot of valuable resources available to business owners, so that's great.
Absolutely. And Nick, can you please keep me apprised of that? I am not only working for the Urban League, but I am a Shaker resident as well. I live right around the corner from Chagrin and Lee, so on Lindholm Road. So I would love to be in on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
to answer a couple of people's questions in the chat from earlier, yes, you will get a copy of this slide presentation today. So you will have the contact information of all of our presenters today and everybody that comes onto the workshop. So our next section of the workshop, we're going to move forward here. We have our panelist discussion, and I'm going to toss it over to our business advisor, Richard Brown.
All right, thank you, April, and good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Richard Brown, and I'm a business advisor with the Minority Business Assistance Center with Urban League of Greater Cleveland, and we're just glad to have you here today. And we're excited about our panelist discussion that we're about to have. We're excited about our panelists on today, and they'll get the opportunity to share with you their business and the things that they've been doing and why certification is important to them. And so we're going to get ready to kick it off. Our panelists today, we have Sharp Educational Consulting, we have Launch Arts Media LLC, and we have Urban Recycling Demolition. How is everyone doing today? Unmute yourself if you're muted.
Doing great.
Doing right.
Doing well.
Doing awesome.
Good, thank you.
Doing fine.
Right. Great. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start it off this way. I'm going to start with Sharp Educational Consulting. and then Launch Arts Media, and then Urban Recycling. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, tell us a little bit about your business and whether or not you are certified.
Good morning. My name is Sharisha Barrett. I'm the owner of Sharp Education Consulting. Sharp has been around for over 6 years, and we specialize in diversity, equity, and inclusion, anti-racism education. We focus in the education sector, but we do work for governmental agencies, nonprofits, and other types of organizations. So I am certified. I've been certified for at least, I would say, 3 to 4 years. And I have my MBE, I have my EDGE, I also have my DBE. And so I'm certified not just in Ohio, but also in Georgia too.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that information. All right, Launch Arts Media, you're up next.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hey, great to be here. My name is Jamar Newell, owner and operator of Launch Arts Media, established in 2014. We provide creative marketing ad services to both businesses and brands. So primarily we service small businesses. So we're more in the business area of professional video, social media management. We also do some photography and graphic design services. Our growth has been steady and positive from year to year, and just kind of implementing that full focus to create for our brands. We are MBE EDGE certified. And then we have other small key affiliations and involvements in Northeast Ohio.
All right, thank you. That's great. We like to hear our business being certified. Okay, thank you for sharing your information. All right, next we'll have Urban Recycling Demolition. Are you there? All right. I don't hear them.
Some technical difficulties, Richard.
Okay.
If you move on to the next.
We'll move on. All right, great. Okay, so next question I have is this is for Sharp Educational Consultant, how has certification helped you in your business? How has being certified helped you?
So one thing about getting certifications, I have the, like I said, I have the state ones, and also I have the Minority Supplier Diversity Council. To me, it gives you an opportunity to get the support that you need. That's one thing. But furthermore, many, especially when we think about governmental contracts, they typically have to have an MBE. So that gives you an opportunity where you might not be a big business, but it also gives you an opportunity to be able to participate in a possible, let me get my words together. It gives you an opportunity to possibly get a contract on a governmental level. So it gives you an opportunity to be able to have the support that you need, and also be able to get your face in the room, especially when it comes to governmental opportunities.
Thank you. I like the way you said that, because that's exactly what it does. It's a credential, but it's also, it gives you a competitive advantage over someone who isn't certified. Because if you weren't certified, you wouldn't even be considered for that contract in many instances. So what we like to say a lot of times is your certification is like your invitation to the party. Whether or not you find a dance partner or whatever, that's up to you, but that is your invitation. And without that invitation, you're not even going to be considered. So I appreciate you saying that.
Same question for me?
Yeah, same question for you.
Okay, yeah, I echo what Ms. Barrett said in a lot of regards, and even what you said, to the point that it helps in being exposed to the opportunities within the network. So that's something that I've benefited from. It's just knowing what's out there and being privy to the information. And it helps in giving me an understanding of the process. I'm a self-professed nerd in a lot of regards. So when it comes to business and business management, I thrive off of new information and new, technique towards building a better business. So to just have the frequency of preparing bids with proposals and things of that nature, it's only going to help you in the long run to be more prepared, as they come more fluidly. So that is something that I really, really feel helps, and helping to create, residual network through awareness. So even when there's contracts, put in front of you, let's say you aren't necessarily considered for that contract. However, that service or that contractor or that potential client now knows about you. And there's a residual effect to that. Kind of having your brand awareness out there creates a separate conversation, a byproduct, if you will. So it's helpful.
Okay. And so, and also it sounds like you're saying it creates relationships. It's also networking, and it also allows you to create relationships and develop synergies with other organizations. I mean,
Absolutely.
So for future benefit.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay, great. So the next question, I'm just gonna stay with you. How have you been able to pivot your business, during the COVID and everything? I know that has been challenging for everybody. So how have you been able to pivot your business?
Well, I think everybody, we haven't been immune to hardships, but everyone has their pros and cons. And what my business has, long since service is a virtual base of marketing. So we were able to sustain in that regard. Our video marketing, remained stable because people needed to communicate through that medium. However, we saw a surge, we saw an uptick in our clientele base for social media management, because if you were going to survive during this time of uncertainty, you had to pretty much transfer your business to online presence. So we actually saw that branch of our business really, build us up and help us to pivot and sustain, this very uncertain time. So we manage more clients than ever. So we work to refine those services, and we basically reshaped our business because our front-facing service is our video, our video creation, our professional video. But now they kind of sit, side by side, social media marketing management and the professional video, and then they also intertwine.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Sandra, the same question for you.
You're talking about so
how you pivoted your business, yes.
So with mine, because since I do provide training for organizations, I just pretty much been focusing on doing training via Zoom. And I've been able to really expand because I've been able to provide professional development throughout the country. Also, developing courses online, developing programs online. I mean, that's the way that I've been, pivoting because of the pandemic. And it's also, in some cases, just broadened my scope. I've been able to, work with people on a national level now. I don't have to travel. I can go ahead and do my professional development from a distance.
Okay, excellent, excellent. How would you, what would be some of your best practices you would give somebody regarding their business at this time?
So I think for me, a lot of times as a new business owner, you just want to do a whole lot of things. You need to just focus on one area. You have to be an expert in one area. So for example, if you want to develop courses, then just focus on courses. Don't say, okay, I want to go ahead and write articles, I want to write blogs. Focus on one area and become an expert in that area. The other thing is start adding timelines. So for example, if you want to launch your course within the first quarter, then do that. Start figuring out, utilize LinkedIn. I'm telling you, LinkedIn is my best friend. I've been able to connect a whole lot of people via LinkedIn, even people that you see on television. And a lot of times people are willing to help. Start participating and conducting informational interviews. And when you conduct those informational interviews, there might be a possibility that you might gain a mentor or somebody that you might be able to do business with in the future.
Okay, great, excellent. All right, same question for you, Large Arts.
Yeah, again, great minds think alike. What Ms. Barrett said, you want to streamline what you're doing in order to gain a level of proficiency. Even myself, so starting out, so first I worked corporate and I did a lot of PR communications. So coming out of that, I freelanced more of the creative-based services that I did. So whether it be professional video or graphic design, I freelanced that. And originally, before I established Launch Arts, I tried to do everything under the sun that I could do, but that's not helpful to you, because everything you can do isn't everything that you like to do. So then you have to kind of shave that down to, what do I excel at? What do I like to do? What can I do, efficiently and proficiently? So like you can see over my shoulder, and I overheard, Andrea say that they have pillars. And Lawn Charts has 4 pillars. And we orbit around those pillars of service. We don't do anything else. And we've worked year by year to really say no to any other things that aren't pertaining to what we say that we do and what we service upon. So that's one way to go about it, is to streamline your business. I think about, large corporations for inspiration. And I know McDonald's probably serves, sold like a nickel hamburger, and for a long time. They did it to death until they were able to exponentially do other things, So you think about that main service and you build from that. And then I just want to say, just through diligence, because it doesn't happen overnight. It's still, the hours are still, even for us on the panel, I'm sure, we're still feeling as though we're not where we would like to be. So you have to stay the course. This isn't for anyone who is impatient. It isn't easy. It won't get easy, but it will become increasingly rewarding. I would say that, especially if you like what you're doing. You work to refine systems. I'm a systems guy. Like I said, I'm nerdy when it comes to the business part of it. And that kind of separates me from other creatives because I like the business aspect of it. You work on the systems and you also work on technique. Your servicing is going to get better through time, through repetition. So even when you started out, I cringe thinking back that people enlisted me to service them when I started out, because I'm so much better now, yet and still they were happy with what we were able to do. But you always work to even improve on your technique, never stop learning, and build your reputation. When you first start out, people are going to take a chance on you because you don't have a reputation. So you hang your hat on your customer service. You become a reputable company. They can speak for you volumes more than you can speak for yourself. Their experience with you, whether you were refined or not, if you really made them feel as though that the key objective was to deliver the best product that you could possibly do for them, then that's going to speak volumes for you and becoming a reputable company. And, I kind of jotted down a few different pointers because I'm passionate about it because it's an ongoing experience. This one is big for me. Know your workload capacity. So again, going with me saying, oh, I can do everything. Yeah. No, I just, don't do that. Know what you can do, what you can deliver upon, scale yourself to that. As you build your team, your workload capacity can increase. And then, lastly, in line with that, is to set annual goals and growth trajectories. Set a goal, even if it's as rudimentary or as playful as a vision board. Set a goal, do a business plan. I picked that up through culture in my longest tenured position when I worked in corporate, was to always map out a business plan. And it's a guideline, and if you don't hit all the marks, at least you revisited that structure and reminded yourself at the task at hand so that you didn't get too distracted. But there's an organic element to it that will always come into play. There are circumstances that are unforeseen, but to kind of keep yourself in a framework is how I was able to grow my business and what I would consider to be best practice.
Okay. Thank you. You sound like a business coach right now, but I mean, that's some great information.
I'm not.
It's great information, and I hope people are taking notes because that's some great, everything you said, both of you, everything you guys are saying is great information, and you're helping a lot of people, so I do appreciate what you're saying.
Well, thank you.
You let us know there's a process. Mm-hmm. I mean, you let people know that you need to focus, have a laser focus. You let people know that you can't do everything, and just because you have skills in many different areas doesn't mean you need to try to take on everything. You need to focus on things. So, I mean, like I said, I receive everything you're saying. I think it's great information, and I appreciate everything you're sharing right now.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. So now let me ask you another question: is how has certification been able? We already talked about differentiate your business. How have you been able to benefit post certification? What have been some of the benefits for you post certification?
For me,
yes.
So like I was saying, really, I got certified maybe the quarter prior to COVID. So, I had to kind of take my attentions towards sustaining my business, and I've went out for some of the big contracts, but really what I noted in an earlier answer was the relationships that were forged just through the network. So I've had some great conversations and some great leads and even some endeavors with individuals who were just kind of seeing me out there in directory and through awareness. So, you know, and I'm getting away from your question a little bit, I believe. What was the tail end of your question?
Well, basically, like, you know, now you're certified. What have been some of the benefits after you've been certified? You've already touched on it, so you didn't really get away from my question. So
yeah, and but I recommend being certified, you know, because of that reason. I recommend it because you want to get your business out there as much as possible and you know, explore the opportunities that are out there. So my experience, you know, post certification have been good.
Okay. All right, Sandra, same question for you.
So for me right now, I think right now is the importance of you should get the certification. And you know, the certification is hard initially because you have to gather all this paperwork. But once you get certified, when it's time to get recertified, it is easy. All you have to do is submit your taxes and just sign a statement saying that nothing changed. So that process is very easy to get recertified. The other thing is, like you said, is that it's important for you to start building relationships. And I've gained a lot of times when it comes to state or even state or city contracts, people reach out to me because I do have my MBE EDGE certifications. The other thing is that when it comes time for you to go after another contract, you already have a partner because you've already developed that rapport with that other business or those other businesses. The other thing is that after COVID and after the last year's racial reckoning, a lot of organizations have been trying to figure out how can we support minority business. We know the inequities that are apparent for minority businesses. And so they get like their, you know, Citizens Bank, they gave out grants. You know, different programs were put in place for minority businesses. So there are opportunities for you. It's just, you know, just making sure you utilize the Cleveland Urban League because they have a wealth of knowledge and they can give you the support that you need in order to find those options, especially when it comes to loans and possible grant opportunities.
All right, I want to thank both of you for your participation in our panelist discussion today. I think you provided us a lot of great information. I really appreciate that. And at this time, I'm going to turn it back over to April Needham.
Thank you so much, Richard. And thank you so much for you two business owners for being on here with us today. We are just trying to keep on a tight schedule, so we want to make sure that we get all of our presenters and speakers fit into this workshop. If anybody has any questions or anything, we'll try to answer them as soon as we get done with the speakers. So our next speaker is Tim Collins from the state of Ohio, and he's going to talk about how to get certified with the state. Hello, Tim, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you doing there?
Great.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Tim Collins. I'm with the state of Ohio. And today, but first of all, I want to thank everybody that put this virtual workshop together. April, who's contacted me, Richard, for being the narrator of the panel discussion, Clarissa, Ms. Barrett, and Mr. Newell for being part of the session. Today, I'm going to talk about the MBE, our 4 programs with the state of Ohio, the MBE program, the EDGE program, the Veterans Business Program, and our new program, which is our Women-Owned Business Program. Okay, we're very excited to have that program to you. If you give me a second, I'm gonna try to share my screen and see if I can do that real quick. Can y'all see that? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. So we have 4 programs that we have. Like I said, Minority Business Enterprise Program, the Encourage Diversity, Growth, and Equity Program, the Woman-Owned Business Program, which is new, and the Veteran Friendly Enterprise Program. And that's about 2 years old. So our first program we can talk about is a veteran-friendly business enterprise program. This program is no set-aside. Basically, what this program is, if you have been a veteran or 35% of your workforce are veterans, you can get 5% added advantage on your proposals, your request to bids, etc. Okay, all you got to do is go on our website, to the How Business Gateway, and the switch would say for veteran-owned businesses. And like I said, it's two things: that you were a veteran, or 35% of your organization is made up of veterans. Okay, all right. The second one, minority business enterprise, which everybody's familiar with, is 15% set aside on goods and services. And when I say goods and services, it's not for construction. That's what I want to make sure you understand. We do not have a set aside for the MBE for construction, only for computers, laptops, towing, trucking, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And it's for minority. It's for minority businesses, that people who are Asian, African American, Native American, and there's two more groups I'm missing here: Native American, Hispanic, African American, etc. So it's for the 5 groups that's federally acknowledged. Okay. The Encouraging Diversity, Growth, and Equity program, the EDGE program. We started this around 2002, 2004, around that time. It's a set aside that's on the open market. 5% of all the businesses have to do business with an EDGE certified company. Okay. Now this is for construction. This is for goods and services, etc. Okay. It's for people who are socially and economically disadvantaged. Okay. Socially disadvantaged means you can live in a bad part of town, divided by the federal government, or it can be in Appalachian, Ohio. Okay. And you got to keep in mind, 35% of your employees have to also live in that area. Okay. So your business has to be in that area, and 35% of your employees has to be in that area. Okay. Women-owned business program. Now, this is a program that we just started back in October of 2020. It's open to everybody in the United States that's a woman-owned business. It has no boundaries. We have reciprocal agreements with other states. We're working on more reciprocal agreements on other states, but it's not just for Ohio businesses. That's what's important with this. It's not just for Ohio businesses, for anybody that's a woman-owned business. It's not a set-aside either. Okay, what it does is give you opportunity to say you're a woman-owned business and do business with the state of Ohio. Okay. Okay. Now, I know that Ms. Barrett talked about when you recertify, all you gotta do is say nothing changed and move on. Well, that's true, but as of October 2020, we've had changes. We have paralleled the EDGE program and the MBE program as far as questions we ask and the information we need. Now, with the EDGE program, net worth was $250 to get in the program and $750 to stay in the program. Now your net worth to get in the program is $750,000. So we boost that up. Okay. So the MBACs, when you're going through talking to people, the net worth has been increased to 750. Now let's go back one slide. It used to be a 10-year maximum you could be EDGE certified. Okay. Nowadays, there's no 10-year limit, no limitations. Okay. But upon completion of your 6th year, you have to go through a unified application process again. So you go to unified application, research, then you got to go through another unified application. Okay, I hope that's clear for everybody. You know what we're talking about. If you don't know what we talk about, just put it in the chat below and we'll answer it at the end. But a unified application is a thorough background of what your company is doing, who owns it. We ask you 50 million questions about the program. We really detailed, and thereafter the recertification, we just asking, we asked for cash flow. Let me get to that slide. We're asking for cash flow. Oops. Start show again. Slideshow. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. So for recertification, it's still, we only asking for the 51% owner for first of all, 51% owner information. Nobody else's information need to be given unless we ask for it, but we don't need it no more. So when you go into these companies, we used to ask for the minority and the majority information. Now we just ask for the 51% majority owners information. Okay. We need current annual balance sheet, current annual income statement. Okay. Current annual cash flow statement, current annual profit loss statement. Okay. The last 3 years of the 51% owner, personal and business taxes. Now, while we're looking for that, we're looking for a gross net. Okay. Now it's determined that if your gross net is over $350,000, gross net, not gross, but gross net is over 350, you cannot get in the program. So your net worth is increased to $750,000, but your gross net of your business, now we look at, and that's why we're looking at the taxes, and that's 350 gross net. Okay. And any other documents that we deem necessary. Okay. Let's go back to, that was it. Oh, here we go. Personal net worth. Like I said, we used to look for $250,000 to get in the program. Okay, I hope everybody makes a lot of money, but $250,000 net worth is a lot of money. We bumped that up to $750. All right. Is there any questions? Now that's for all the programs. The veterans-owned business, we have no cap on. The MBE has no cap on. So this is only for the EDGE program. Let me explain that. This is only for the EDGE program. There's no annual incentives or any of this for the other programs. This is just for the EDGE program. All right. Are there any questions? I went through that kind of quickly, but I wanted to make sure that all the MBACs and all the other individuals that's out there working with us know that about the changes and how it affects people getting into the program today. Any questions?
And Tim, I think we're going to hold the questions to the end, so thank you for that. And
okay.
I just wanted to mention to everyone that even though Tim went through this at a really high level, that was intentional because we're kind of trying to abbreviate this in the interest of everybody's time. But just know that MBAC is here. You see all the business advisors and our team is here, and we'll help you walk through this entire process with all these different types of certifications. And the great thing about it is there's no fee, there's no charge for us to assist you with that. So just remember, we have a hashtag. It's called MBAC Has Your Back, and we're here to help you with all your certification as you move forward. Okay, April, I'm going to kick it back over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vaughn. Yes, absolutely. And I will make you an appointment with a business advisor, and we will walk you through all the steps that you need to do in order to apply for these programs. And like I said, you will also have all of these presenters' contact information as well. Thank you so much, Tim. So our next speaker is Nora Singleton. She's from the city of Cleveland. Hello, Nora.
Hello.
Hello. Tim, can you please stop sharing your screen for me, please? Thank you so much. Now let me share my screen again. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for the patience. Welcome, Nora.
Hello, everyone.
Nora, I am on the first page of the PowerPoint, the
Okay.
3 functions of OEO. And just a quick reminder, we only have 10 minutes to get through these. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So good morning, everyone. My name is Nora, and I'm with the City of Cleveland, the Mayor's Office of Equal Opportunity, and we perform 3 functions. The first is the contract compliance monitoring, business certification, and business development and outreach. The contract compliance monitoring is, we have staff who monitor city-funded projects from start to finish, and they monitor the usage of subcontractor goals that includes the hiring of certified businesses. We have different certification categories. Can continue. Our certification program includes, as mentioned, multiple types of certification. We have, the name of the program is Cleveland Area Small Business. So we would use the acronym of Cleveland Small Business, CSB. We have a minority and a female business enterprise. That's our MBE and FBE. We have a local producer and sustainable business enterprise, and we would use the acronyms of the LPE and SUBE. And last year, we created another category for very small business, or VSB. And the only certification type that has a cap is Cleveland Area Small Business. And we utilize the Small Business Administration's guidelines with the NAIC codes on the size and dollar amount, a 3-year average. So some companies may outgrow the Cleveland Small Business Program. However, the minority and female business enterprise do not have any limits. The very small business does have a limit as well. It's a 3-year average, and the company cannot make more than $3 million. Otherwise, they're no longer a small business, very small business. The main reason companies would get certified is to end up on our registry, and the online database of certified business, or the registry, is where contracting departments and prime companies can go to find companies to request quotes or for possible subcontracting opportunities. The business development and outreach that we've performed, and it's growing every year, we're doing different things, but the James H. Walker Turner School of Construction Management is a yearly program, and there's no charge for that. It's really basically a construction management overview. That is for companies who, employees who are currently in the construction field or currently own a construction business. We've had town hall meetings. We've had, we participate with our regional events, our partners. We like to share as much information as possible. We advise on how to do business with the city. And another program that was developed last year was the Small Contractor Rotation Program. Our director, Melissa Burrows, she won a grant and she provided some training similar to the James H. Walker Turner School of Construction Management. It was a construction management overview. And with that, she took 4 subspecialties and created an agreement with the utilities department. And they took parts of contracts that were less than $50,000, and they were able to rotate between companies for opportunity. And some of the 4 types of businesses they selected to work with on the kickoff would have been lead abatement, painting, electrical, and plumbing. As they move forward with their program, they'll be adding more specialties to it. And again, we're going to keep growing and learning and tweaking this program so we can try to offer more opportunities for more businesses. We utilize a system called B2G Now. That stands for Business to Government Now. It's utilized in about 25 states. The portal that we use to get to the system is cleveland.diversitycompliance.com. And when we have a new applicant, they would click apply. And then they would continue following the prompts to fulfill their online application. You can see on the top left there, it says search certified directory. That's where your company will end up with a profile. That's our online database of certified business. Okay. So I mentioned that we would click apply, create account. Your username is your email address, and you will create a password. It is a user-friendly system. The system will highlight any questions that may be missed. Some questions demand an answer, even though it may not be applicable. And in those cases, we can put 0 or not applicable. Not all questions and not all documents are applicable to every business, but the more information a company can provide, the better I can review and approve. We would certainly apply any certification category that was applicable to a business, even if they didn't know it was applicable. Next, there you go, thanks. Documents can be attached 2 ways. One is by fax. The other, and the most preferred way, is by scanning and attaching. That happens instantly. The tip here is that once an applicant reaches the main summary, which I call the heart of the application, there are 7 sections to fill out. And at that point, your information's saved. So a person can log on and off as often as they need to, and they can come back and pick up where they left off at the main summary. When they've completed those 7 sections, they can sign and submit, and then we are notified the application was submitted. After about 11 months of certification, the system will generate a reminder email that it's time to renew. Our certification is good for 1 year. We do not certify nonprofit. We do not use a PO box. We need a physical address in our contracting market, which is that geographical or local area that we are certifying in. And that would include Cuyahoga plus the surrounding counties. We do not certify drop ships. A supplier must have the inventory in their possession and or then deliver it. And we do not certify out of the area companies. They have to be in our contracting market. Here we go. The contracting market is that geographical space, Cuyahoga plus the surrounding counties. CSB is Cuyahoga only. The applications are processed in the order they are received. Once a company is approved, they would receive an email that states they can log back into the system to print their approval letter and certificate. It is available to the company to retrieve at any time. And after approval, also, they would be listed on the registry. So that's a good thing. The City of Cleveland has a webpage called How to Do Business with the City. And these are the links that any business who are interested in doing business with the city would like to see. The web address is listed there. Even if you were to Google doing business with the city, the first link would come up. It would be this page. The city offers different, they have an open house. We have our registry linked here. We have our certification application. The last 3 links on this page are the contracts, and a company could save that page and review that often so they can see what new contracts come out. We work closely with the purchases and supplies. Here, I like to request that companies register as a vendor because it puts a company profile in the city's financial management system, and it's another list that the city can utilize to find companies to request for quotes or put on a mailing list for opportunities. The phone number is listed there, and the open house information. Typically, it would be on the first Tuesday of every month, but with COVID, they have not performed it. I think they may pick that back up this year. I'm not sure when though, but I would call if you're interested. It's a chance to meet the certification team and also meet a buyer and ask questions about how to do business or where to find the contracts, or if you had any other questions. Our OEO contact, our main phone number that I retrieve the voice messages and I answer when I'm in the office is the 664-4152. And we have our employee staff listed there. Our web address and my email address is available. And we are happy to assist you, and we encourage you to get certified with the city. Thank you.
I am on mute. Thank you so much, Nora. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And once again, everybody, we can share these PowerPoint slide presentations with you all. So if you need to go back for any of this information, and if you have any questions or anything during this time, you can also set appointments with the presenters directly, and they'll be happy to answer anything for you. Okay, we're going to move on to our next presenter. We have Shakara Ben from the Ohio Minority Supplier Development Council. Hello, Shakara.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm about to share. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. And I apologize. You all may not be able to see me. I can't get the camera to work today. The other day I couldn't get the mic to work. So at least we have the mic today, I guess. So I am Shakara Ben. I'm with the Ohio Minority Supplier Development Council. I am an admin assistant. I think I have the wrong one pulled up here. Hold on. So there I am. That's me. So I work with processing and recruitment and outreach and relationship building, and I assist with all of the OMSDC special events. And I'm going to talk to you today about becoming certified with the Ohio Minority National Supplier Development Council and what that is. OMSDC, our CEO is Jacqueline Neal. She is in Columbus. That is where we are headquartered. We are part of a national organization, which is the National Minority Supplier Development Council. There are nearly 400 certified MBEs in the region, and it's broken down by region, and we just so happen to fall within our own region for the state of Ohio. We certify, develop, connect, and we advocate and assist in relationship building. We do not provide loans and contracts, and we can't guarantee any contract opportunities. But we are a national supplier that works with corporations. Corporations such as Cleveland Clinic, P&G, most of the major insurance companies, here locally, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Browns, the Indians. There's a lot of major banks a part of our system as well. But I'm not gonna say all, but think of all major corporations, and they are applied to our council. So they are a part of our council, and they have agreed to work within our MBE pool. So qualifications for certifying. You have to be for profit. You have to be legally formed as a sole proprietorship, LLC, S or C Corp or partnership. You cannot be a holding company. And you have to be physically located in the US or Puerto Rico. Have to have at least 51% ethnic minority ownership. The minority owner must hold the highest executive title position. The minority owner must also be a U.S. citizen. The minority owner is active, needs to be active in the management of the daily operations of the entity, and the minority ownership and control has to be real and continually year to year. Startups may apply with us. We do not have a time of frame to where you have to wait. So you don't have to wait a year to apply or anything like that. You can apply as a startup. hit the wrong one. So these are the ethnic groups that are eligible to be certified with us. Asian Americans, Black Americans, Hispanic, Latino Americans, Native Americans, and then you have the ineligible groups as well. Here are the benefits of being certified. We provide your validation for MBE status. It's a national certification, so you can be certified in the state of Ohio and get contracts in Florida, California, because you're working with corporations and they may have work or contracts that are in different areas. You can seek out contracts in other areas that are within the corporations that are supplied, well, have supplied to our council. So we have our list of state of Ohio corporations that have supplied to the Ohio Council. But if you're in the Southwest or you want to go, like I said, to California, there are corporations who have supplied to those councils as well. And you will have the opportunity to bid on work as well by being a national certification. They accept it within the network. You have access to key corporate decision makers. What that means is that we advocate and we work closely and directly with the purchasers, the buyers at the corporations that we are partnered with. And they, in turn, basically open their doors to our MBEs and for them to be able to come to them directly. So you can know how to be able to bid on certain projects with the Cleveland Clinic. How do you get registered with them? Things like that. We help and assist you with doing those things. And we partner with them to make sure that you are getting connected to all possible resources. Networking with other certified minority entities via advocacy group. And basically, this is doing business to business with other MBEs. We have a business to business MBE portion in our portal that would allow you to work with other MBEs, which is really, really big. Not only is it big, it's big because other MBEs may need your services, but at the same time, you may want to go up for a contract, and the contract, you may not be able to complete the full contract, but if you collaborate with another MBE, you'll still meet the MBE requirement within trying to get that contract. You can subcontract with another MBE. So it's best to always build other relationships at times with other MBEs. You'll be included in a national database, which is sourced by more than 1,400 corporations. As I said, all of our corporations have agreed to utilize our MBEs. And what that means is they're going to go into our portal, they're going to search for the services that they're looking for, and you will come up, basically based on your Nexus codes. You'll also get invitation to our special corporate events in the state of Ohio. We host a lot of events throughout the year, and all the events are geared to put you in front of the corporations, put you in front of the different networking opportunities, whether it's MBE to MBE or MBE to corporation. Our certification process. You will attend a pre-cert meeting such as this one. Our application is online. Everything is electronic. So you will submit your application with the application processing fee. We will complete a desk audit and a documentation review. Then after that, there's a site visit. Right now they are virtual due to COVID. The certification committee meets once a month, and the board meets once a month after the certification committee to approve all new certifications. Then you will be notified, and you are required after that to attend our virtual supplier orientation. And then after that, we're going to start the process of seeing what corporations rather, you want to work with. How do you want to work with them? What is your end goal? That is our main goal. Our certification fees, it goes off of your class. The class is based on your size and based on your annual revenue. So if you are, as you can see, class 1, 2, 3, or 4, you have the associated fees for a new certification, 300, 550, 850, 950. If you're recertifying, which you have to recertify yearly, it drops down $50. Okay. Here are some required documents. As April said, we're going to share this, but basically we are going to be checking for your proof of ethnic, via birth certificate. If it's not on the birth certificate, you'll have to get a parent's birth certificate if it's not there, and or death certificates, depending on if it's grandparents or parents, things of that nature. You're also going to be providing us with your tax documents. If you are just a startup and you only have your personal tax documents, that's fine. You'll provide 2 years of your personal tax documents. You're going to provide the resume for all owners, partners, and shareholders, all current signed financial statements. That's going to be a cash flow, balance sheet, and a profit and loss statement. Again, if you're a startup, you may not have these particular items. Everything may not apply to your stage of your business. That's fine. That's when I will work with you to gather what it is that you'll need to complete and upload for your stage of business. So you can always reach out to me, ask me, after you get all your information together, hey, what else do I need or what do I don't need? I can always email you a list of the documents as well, in a snapshot version. And this is just some required documents based on the structure of the business, whether it's an LLC, a partnership, a corporation, or a sole proprietorship. But at any rate, as I said, each business entity is going to be different. There's going to be different things required depending on the stage of it. But there is a set of certain documents that all are required to submit. But we can discuss those when you're going through the process. Are there any questions? Because I can see.
We are going to hold off questions until the very end, Shakara, but I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, our next and final presenter for today is Ryan Beanie from Cuyahoga County. Hi, Ryan, how are you?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm perfect. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
I think you may be sharing the whole, can you share just the PowerPoint?
Yeah, let me see. Let me try and do it. Give me 1 second. All right, application window. There we go.
There we go.
How's that? All right. Okay. So thank you, April. Thank you, Urban League, for having this and putting this on for everybody. My name is Ryan. I'm with Cuyahoga County, and I'm gonna briefly go through our program here at the county. So if I'm going fast, I apologize. At the end, you'll have our contact information, so you can call me, shoot me an email. But it's supposed to be just a brief little snapshot of what we do here at the county. So here's just a brief history. Back in 2011, the SBE was introduced into the county when the county started certifying small business enterprises. In 2014, it was approved and amended. And once again, in 2016, they introduced the minority business enterprise and also the women-owned business enterprise. So the goal is to support and encourage inclusion by creating positive partnerships in the county. So we want to make sure that we are doing our best as a department to create inclusion within the whole county, working with all the departments, promoting minorities, promoting small businesses, promoting women-owned businesses with the departments. So this is our goal as the Office of Procurement and Diversity to promote these things. Our objective is to provide support and opportunities for these businesses. So as some of the presenters said earlier, it's a little bit of a different animal. We are dealing with government contracts. So we want to do our best to let small businesses or diversity businesses have that exposure to working with governmental contracts, which sometimes can be different than working with private sector. But once you've done it, it comes easy, and you'll know what to do. You'll know the regulations. You'll know how to navigate through there. And we hope that once you get that experience, you reciprocate that, so you help other businesses also. So our goal here at the county is to make sure that we are allowing the businesses to have exposure to these things. And by doing that, we want you to be certified with the county to get on that list of certified companies we have here. Like people said, a lot of the contracts, a lot of the governmental contracts require diversity, require some form of minority, women-owned business, or small business enterprise. And with the county, you have to be certified with the county to be considered to count towards that contract. So we really recommend being certified with us. So people, when they go onto that database and they're looking for a painter to marketing, you show up on that database as a certified company that they can bring on, or you can even go after a bid as a prime. And we'll talk about that later. And also, we want to encourage and monitor and track how our diversity companies are doing with the contracts. So we track payments, and we track dollar amounts, and just making sure that everything's going as it's supposed to go with the contracts and with the companies. And the more we have, the more we can boast about how well our companies are doing, how well the diversity companies are doing on county contracts. So these are the programs we have here at the county. We have small business enterprise, and for more information, you can email me. We go by the national standard of what a small business is. Minority-owned business enterprise, where 51% of the company needs to be owned by a recognized minority. Women-owned business enterprise, once again, 51% of the company needs to be owned by a female. And then we have these also Cuyahoga County-based business and Cuyahoga County business economic inclusion programs. Now, these two are geared towards bidding, where a county, Cuyahoga-based county business can match between 2% of a bid from a non-Cuyahoga County-based business. And those two go into bidding. For more information, once again, just call me or email us here at the office. And also, last but not least, we have the SBE set aside, where we have certain projects that are set aside for small business only. So only businesses that are recognized with the county as a small business enterprise. There are contracts that are totally set aside where nobody else can bid on them but these businesses that are registered with the county. And these are some of the categories that we have here at the county: construction, agricultural, engineering, vertical construction, horizontal construction, commodities, textbooks, supplies, education, a lot of things. The county provides professional services from legal to lifeguard to medical to there's a lot of things. So don't feel you'll be surprised how your business can fit in here at the county. So don't limit yourself thinking that my business doesn't apply. Try. You'll be surprised how prime contractors get very creative to bring in a minority business so they can win the bid. So once again, please, we encourage you to apply with us. And then business services, you can see from janitorial services to training seminars to workshops to compute. There's a lot of categories, and I'm going fast, but I'm sure April will share this with you guys later. You can look through those categories that we have here at the county. And once again, we really encourage you to apply with us. Here's our information, our contact information, our director, our supervisor, Edwin, my coworker, Cassandra. If you have any questions, all applications are on the OPD. It's opd.cuyahoga-county.us. Under services, you'll see the drop-down table will say MBE, SBE, DBE certification. You can grab all the applications off of there. And if you have any questions on the application, feel free to contact us and we'll try to walk you through it and help you out with that. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan. We really appreciate it. We have a couple moments if anybody has any questions. We apologize, we might not be able to answer all of them because we are getting close to closing time for our workshop, but we will make sure that you get all of your questions answered if you email us or make an appointment or anything like that. Anyone have any questions they would like to ask? I guess everyone's saving them for later.
Hey, April, it's Cece. Quick question. I'd love to know, so for a lot of the contracts that people are discovering through through all the different certification programs, are a lot of the companies looking for organizations to have their own offices? So for example, right now we still work out of our home. But is that something that, as we look to pursue larger opportunities, that we should really start thinking about, office spaces, or maybe even partnering with, incubator services or, co-work spaces or things like that? I'd love to know how important that is.
Sure. Vaughn, would you like to answer that?
Sure. I was going to see if one of the certification presenters wanted to answer that. But in our experience, when you start talking about capacity and capability, if your company is positioned to perform, I don't think the actual location is as important as your capacity to do that. We have some really great organizations that work out of their home, they work out of their basement, they work in the garage, they work out of the attic or whatever it is, and you would never know because the quality of their work is excellent. Now, there may be some situations where you have to have a physical location, a warehouse or distribution center, or some other things like that. But I wanted to toss it out maybe to the state, the city, the county, OMSDC to see if they've seen where maybe a physical location like that is more of a requirement.
This is Shakara. I would say that it is not a requirement. It is it's all, as Vaughn said, it's about how you position yourself, and if you have the capacity to do what you're doing where you are at, that is just fine. And as the business grows and you do acquire a space at some point, that's okay as well. But when we do our visits, we're looking to see if you can operate, not where or what it looks like, but that you are able to accomplish what you're stating you're going to be able to accomplish as a business. For instance, if you're have a business and you are saying that you're a printing company, and we do a site visit and you don't have the equipment, that will be a flag. But other than that, I mean, something like that is when it matters. Other than that, no, it definitely does not matter.
Thank you for that.
Yep, I'll say the same thing at the county. It's not a requirement that you have an office space or anything like that. But I totally piggyback that. Like if you say you're a plumbing company and then on our site visit, we go and you don't have no plumbing equipment, we're going to ask some questions like, how are you going to be able to do these jobs? Because we want you to perform well. So we could brag on you like, hey, company A went out there, did a great job. This is why you need to hire more minority companies. So it's not a requirement with the county either.
Correct, with the state as well. we don't have no requirement like that. But like he says, if you're a trucking company, I'm looking for trucks. If you're a plumbing company, I'm looking for some tools to do plumbing work. So we don't care. A lot of companies, small businesses, are out of their home. They can be run out of their home. So no, that is not a requirement. But in some instances, we do want to see the tools to do the trade and the work.
Thank you, Tim.
Well, thank you, everyone. I don't think there's any other questions. April, did you see anything else there in the chat? I don't see really anything else that we can't answer with a one-on-one or directly to the presenters.
Yes, that's right, Vaughn.
Well, folks, this is the end of the show for this time, but I definitely want to thank Mayor Weiss, his entire economic development team, Laura, Nick and his team. And I definitely want to say a special thanks to Catherine. Catherine, you still on the line? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
She's being quiet, but Catherine and I started working on this project many months ago. And she was really one of the catalysts that helped pull this together. So I really want to give a big special thanks to Catherine and her team and all the great folks from Shaker Heights, and then especially all the business owners. Thank you for being here. We know how valuable your time is. So thank you for spending some time with us. As April has mentioned a number of times, all you have to do is schedule an appointment with us. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about your certification, as will all the other presenters. So with that, I want to say thank you so much. Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay healthy. We're here to help. And remember, MBAC has your back. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.